planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to the 2025 NSAA State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State baseball broadcasts are powered by Game Day Men's Health, Max Tan, Doane University, Raising Cane's, and the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert.
Welcome into the nightcap here on day 4 of the 2025 State Baseball Tournament. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside, ahead of Elkhorn South and Papillion La-Vista South. It's going to be a good one, and there is a lot of talent all over this diamond here for our 7 p.m. first pitch. We're trending towards around a 7:01 first pitch here at Warner Park. Austin, I mentioned a lot of talent all over the place. 11 guys have made the declarations into their next colleges, to their colleges for Papillion La-Vista South. 7 of them for Elkhorn South. They vary from notable schools like Oklahoma State and Nebraska to also JUCOs across the state of Nebraska and the region. There is a lot of talent on it. I'm excited for this one.
When you think about the talent in Nebraska State baseball, you think about, Lincoln East, the run that they've had. You think of Millard West, Millard South, the 2 teams from our previous games. 2 teams that maybe fly under the radar are Papillion La-Vista South and Elkhorn South. Papillion La-Vista South, of course, won the Class A State Basketball Championship this last year, led by Bryson Ball, who's going to college to play basketball. But our very first matchup of the game here, Nick, Cordell Klinkingbeard, Nebraska commit, against a future teammate at Nebraska, Brody Gindra, 2 guys who have had really solid state tournaments in their own rights.
Well, and it's going to be a fascinating situation because not only are those 2 guys going to be future teammates, the 2 guys that are dueling on the mounds are going to be future teammates, in Cordell Klinkingbeard, like you mentioned, and then Cal Cooper for the Elkhorn South Storm on the other side. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Elkhorn South is the visitors, and we're going to see the matchup of future teammates right off the bat, as Austin said, as Brody Gindra will lead things off. He's getting the start at shortstop tonight for Elkhorn South, while Cordell Klinkingbeard toes the rubber. It is a chilly night. It's been a chilly day at Warner Park all Tuesday long, but we appreciate that the rain has stayed away for as long as it has, because we've been able to get all of our games in with no delays up until this point. Let's knock on wood just for a good time. Here we go as Brody Gindra, the right-handed hitter, steps into the box. He'll be facing, as we mentioned, Cordell Klinkingbeard, and we are underway here as this first pitch is going to be hit well out to right center field. The wind keeps on taking it, and it's to the warning track, and it bounces up against the wall. Gindra is rounding second. He's motoring into third. The throw is cut off in short center field, and starting the game off with a bang is Brody Gindra as he slides head first into third base with a leadoff triple.
Second time in this state tournament that Brody Gindra has gone to right field and led a game off with a triple. 1 pitch, 3 bases for the future Husker commit.
It is Brody Gindra standing in at third base now, and Tyler Lofdahl, the center fielder, steps into the box. 56 degrees at first pitch, the wind blowing towards that right center field gap at about 13 miles per hour. We saw it on that ball hit by Brody Gindra. This is an elimination game as Lofdahl takes ball 1 up and in 1-0. The winner will have to beat Millard North twice on Wednesday. if they want to advance to Friday's state championship game. The 1-0 offering from Clicking Beer. They show bunt, pulls back, takes ball 2-0. Brody Gindra off the bat, you knew it was in the gap as he rushed around first, turned around second, and scooted into third with a leadoff triple. Here's the 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, and Cordell Clickenbeard is going to have to try to respond here and keep Gindra 90 feet away from scoring the game's first run here in the top of the first. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Tyler Lofdahl. He shows bunt. He bunts it down the third base line. It's a safety squeeze. They're going to flip it to home. The ball is bobbled, and Gindra is safe. Gindra runs into the catcher, so now Lofdahl will advance from first to second as there was a collision from behind home plate as Gindra slid into the Papillion La-Vista South catcher, Blake Wilsey. Wilsey had to get up to get that loose ball that was back behind the backstop. He tried to get up. He ran into Gindra. They both fell down, and that allowed Tyler Lofdahl to advance to second base.
No backup from the pitcher. Clinking-Beard can't really expect him to in that situation. Emmett Minderman at third base got to that ball in plenty of time, struggled a little bit on the transfer, still got it home in time, but Wilsey just couldn't squeeze it.
It was a good throw, had the chance to get Gindra at the plate, but instead it was bobbled. The slide might have caused it, but nonetheless, it is a 1-0 Elkhorn South lead. Tyler Lofdahl is in scoring position with nobody out here for Elkhorn South. Owen Musel steps into the right-handed batter's box. He takes strike 1, 0-1, and Clickenbeard quickly back to work. From the stretch, Cordell Clickenbeard. The pitch on the way. It's in the dirt. Good stop behind the dish by Wilsey, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. So some fireworks in action here early on. So Cordell Clickenbeard on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike, still searching for the first out in this game as he fires it outside. Ball 2. Wilsey aggressive, trying to bring that fastball on the opposite batter's box back into the strike zone, and the home plate umpire did not fall for it.
Outfield really respecting Owen Musel's power. They're playing as deep as I've seen any outfield today.
Owen Musel will hit this one to the shortstop. It's fielded cleanly. Plenty of time. The rocket over to first base is in time for out number 1. So Clickenbeard is finally able to record his first out of the top of the first inning, and it comes on a 6-3 ground out here in inning number 1. That brings up the cleanup hitter, the second baseman, number 21, Marcus Gorup. Gorup will have a runner at second base in the form of Tyler Lofdahl, still in scoring position after he bunted Brody Gindra home and then was able to advance to second on a bobbled ball behind home plate. Here's the pitch. It's going to be taken low and away for a ball, 1-0. He initially showed bunt, did Gorup, but he pulled back just in the right amount of time to draw ball 1. Clouds are starting to move in a little bit more here at Warner Park. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. It's 1-0 Elkhorn South. This one swung on. It's a shallow pop fly, high pop fly into shallow right center field, or right field rather, excuse me. And the second baseman's going to field it on the fly. It's out number 2 on the F4, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Jaden Ish.
Ish's first start of the state tournament, I believe. You've seen him as a pinch hitter in a couple opportunities, but his first full game opportunity comes here in an elimination game.
So runner at second is Lofdahl. Ish, the designated hitter, hitting 5th in the Elkhorn South lineup, takes ball 1 way outside, 1-0. It looks like Clickenbeard right now still trying to settle in, still trying to get his footing, still get comfortable here. And it's probably hard for him to get settled back in because he never really did in the first place when Brody Gindra takes the first pitch to the wall in right center field. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate by Wilsey, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. That's a fastball coming in low 90s, and Wilsey able to skirt outside and get his body around to put that one in front of home plate still. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, and Clicking Beard wants to step off the rubber and set back up. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, 1-0. Elkhorn South still a runner out there in scoring position. The pitch from Clicking Beard hits the corner, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Just down the road, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from us, is Nebraska baseball playing in their Big Ten baseball tournament action. They're currently trailing the Michigan State Spartans 3-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, the pitch. Clicking Beard, they're going to say that Ish went around, and so a swinging strike 2, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Clicking Beard, the Papillion La-Vista South starter, is 1 strike away, 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. 1 run in so far, the runner goes, they'll throw down to third, it's into left field. As Lofdahl is going to score, it's an error that allows Elkhorn South to extend their lead to 2-0.
Aggressive move on the bases there by Elkhorn South, expecting a pitch in the dirt since Ish has gone after a couple there. And Emmett Minderman wasn't exactly on top of covering his base. It didn't look like Tyler Lofdahl caught much of third base after he stood up either, Nick, but he must have got it with his hand, and he trots home.
So Lofdahl was off with the pitch. He slid in safely to third, and then that throw went into left field, and there was no chance to get him at the plate. And so now it's 2-0 Elkhorn South. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch in the top of the first. Swung on, fouled back to the net. We'll do it again.
I like that decision, though, from Elkhorn South. With a runner in scoring position, Ish is not your strongest hitter on the year. He just comes in with a 188 average.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's lined over the second baseman's head and into right center field for another base hit. He's going to leg out a double, or at least attempt to, and he's in there sliding safely. So it's a 2-out double as Papillion La-Vista South was lazy getting in that ball, and the right fielder somewhat spiked the ball and is en route to the cutoff man. And now with 2-0 showing on the scoreboard in favor of Elkhorn South, we have a conference on the mound. Due up next, it'll be the starting third baseman, Eamon O'Gorman. And Austin, not the start you would like to see if you're Papillion La-Vista South.
They're the 2 seed, Nick, on the brink of elimination right now, down 2-0 before they've had a chance to come to the plate. And not necessarily the cleanest game, right? The low bobble by Menderman, the lack of the squeeze at home plate there by Wilsey, and then not a great throw in right field, to your point, by Mikey Jellin, that's another player getting his first start here of the state tournament.
So runner on second with 2 outs, and Eamon O'Gorman steps into the box. The left-handed hitter for Elkhorn South. He takes strike 1 over the heart of the plate, 0-1. It's 2-0 Elkhorn South on top of Papillion La-Vista South. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the first. This one swung on, hit right side, fielded in fair territory by the first baseman, and he trots over to the first base bag to end the inning. But Elkhorn South strikes first in the top of the first. They score 2 runs, they leave 1 left on base, and we head to the bottom of the first inning with Elkhorn South up 2 runs on Papillion South. We see the Titans for the first time at the plate right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
When daily energy fades and your drive just isn't what it used to be, Game Day Men's Health helps you step back into top form. Game Day Men's Health is one of the country's fastest growing clinics, and they focus on men's wellness, providing customized solutions with professionalism and privacy in mind. Testosterone optimization, weight management, vitamin injections, and shockwave therapy are just a few of the many things they offer. Restore your energy and rediscover confidence with the help of Game Day Men's Health, because every man deserves to feel his best every day. Visit them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com today or in person at one of their 2 locations in Omaha.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Discovering your life's passion is easier with options, and that's what Doane offers students. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes you different. Apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Warner Park, 2-0 before Papio South can even come to bat as Elkhorn South leads by a pair of runs. Cal Cooper will take the mound, a future Husker for Elkhorn South. As we'll see a couple of future Huskers in this one as he throws ball one up and away, but quickly back to work. The 1-0 pitch going to be grounded left side, foul, and it's even at 1-1 to Griffin Minderman.
Cal Cooper was really good Friday night, Nick, in the nightcap between Elkhorn South and Kearney. Cooper went 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, but get this, 11 strikeouts recorded against the Bearcats.
Throws from the left side. He throws this one in the dirt. It's ball 2-2-1.
He showed 3 pitches as well Friday night. He got the fastball, he got the slider, and a really good changeup that kept Kearney off balance in the late innings.
2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch from Cooper. Foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher, Gideon, and it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Of course, Griffin Minderman's claim to fame this state tournament is a 2-run blast to left field.
That's right, yesterday. The wind was helping him there that day, but not today to left field as he swings and misses on a changeup out of the zone, low in the dirt, and that is Cal Cooper's first strikeout of the evening. So now that brings up Emmett Minderman. Emmett, the starting third baseman tonight for Papio South. On the year, hitting .344 coming into the state tournament. Here's the first pitch to Emmett Minderman. He watches strike 1, 0-1. And body language is a big thing, especially in high school sports and in baseball in general. Papillion La-Vista South doesn't have the greatest body language now after surrendering those 2 runs in the top half of the first inning. Still plenty of time to change that, though. But Elkhorn South, on the other hand, jumping around, they look loose, they look comfortable. As the pitch to Emmett Minderman is swung on and missed, it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's understandable, Nick, with your season on the line, you're the number 2 seed, you come in as probably the favorite on the bottom half of the bracket in Class A. Not ideal to go down 2 runs before you pick up a bat, but to your point, Elkhorn South has sought to get him out 20 times.
As Emmett Minderman swings on a ball in the dirt and is thrown out as the completed strikeout at first base. 2 batters, 2 swinging strikeouts for Cal Cooper on the mound. But now here's a little bit of a tougher test in the center fielder. Number 2, the future Oklahoma State Cowboy, Danny Wallace. So Danny Wallace steps into the right-handed batter's box. Here's the first pitch, breaking ball, stays upstairs. Probably not a spot you want to miss to a guy like Wallace, but no harm, no foul on that specific pitch, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
With 2 outs in the inning, you're still looking for a good plate appearance here from Wallace. Set the tone down 2-0 right now. We've seen some 2-out rallies. Obviously, it's difficult in baseball to get anything going consistently with 2 outs. But with a team like Papillion La-Vista South, like you said, looking for that spark early on, trying to get settled in, a lot of that's going to fall on Danny Wallace's shoulders in the batter's box.
2-0 the count, 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Breaking ball, swung, a hearty cut by Danny Wallace, and it's fanned, and so it's going to be 2 balls, 1 strike coming up to the Papio South center fielder. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Cooper, and it's low, ball 3. Cordell Clickingbeard stands in the on-deck circle. 4 right-handed batters to start for Papio South as they face the lefty Cal Cooper. He is able to get Wallace on a soft grounder to the first base side. He steps on the bag, and that is out number 3. So a stress-free inning for Cal Cooper on the mound for Elkhorn South As he goes 3 up, 3 down, he gets 2 strikeouts and a ground out on the 3 unassisted for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the 2nd. It's 2-0 Elkhorn South here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pleased you could be with us here on a Tuesday night at Warner Park. Nick Sainert, Austin Orman, welcoming you into the broadcast booth as we are up 2-0. Elkhorn South has a 2-run lead. And it will be due up for Elkhorn South in the top half of the 2nd inning. Brooks Berliner, Devin Meyer, and Jack Gideon. Those are the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, respectively, in this Elkhorn South lineup. But 1 through 6 certainly did their job in the top half of the 1st inning, scoring 2 runs against Nebraska commit Cordell Clicking-Beard. Brooks Berliner, left fielder, steps in. First pitch from Clicking-Beard, swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Low out of the zone, 1-1.
A guy with high velocity like Clicking-Beard. Going to have to start your swing a little earlier, which means on the breaking ball, you can get some funny swings if you're a pitcher. As a hitter, don't overswing, right? Swinging harder is different than swinging faster. You're supposed to be under control against velocity. Still take the ball where it's pitched.
Here's the pitch from Clicking-Beard. It's outside. Ball 3. Clicking-Beard struggling with command right now. Consistent command, I should say, as he throws that one even farther outside. And it's ball 4, a leadoff walk to the 7-hole hitter, Brooks Berliner. And you would imagine that you'll see Devin Meyer turn and square here as Berliner occupies first base. Devin Meyer, right-handed batter, facing the righty arm as he squares to bunt. The bunt is going to hit the net, and it's back for a foul ball, 0-1. Dropped the bat head pretty significantly there, Devin Meyer did, and so now that brings up no balls, 1 strike. Once again, doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be put down. Very conservative lead over there by Brooks Berliner at first base. As Meyer squares so early, stabs at it, back pick at first is not in time, and we'll do it at no balls, 2 strikes on the back pick after the back pick attempt by Wilsey to the first baseman for Papio South.
Meyer dropped that bat head 2 times in a row. First one fouled back to the screen. That pitch was low and in the dirt. Meyer definitely needed to pull back on that one, or at least go to a knee.
No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Inside corner at the knees, called strike 3. And Devin Meyer will walk back to the dugout after a backwards K. That brings up the catcher, number 4, Jack Gideon. Gideon was DH'd for earlier in the state tournament, here getting the role of the 9-hole hitter as Elkhorn South is DHing for Cal Cooper. As now Gideon will square to bunt. He pulls back, another back pick attempt at first base, a lot closer that time. And Berliner's back safely after Gideon took ball 1.
Out of the lineup today, Nick, is Cam Cooper. He's been hitting the 9-hole to start the tournament for Elkhorn South with the 280 batting average. Still in the lineup, Eamon O'Gorman, 152 coming in. Gideon, an average under 100. Meyer, an average just over 200. Jaden Ish, a 190 hitter. That's where these 2 first inning runs from the top of the order come into play. When you look at the lineups up and down this Class A state baseball tournament, Elkhorn South definitely not the most high-powered offense. They are probably the most manufacture runs-based offense that we've seen here in the tournament. Not a lot of star power outside of the top 2 or 3 guys in that lineup. So the fact that they were able to get out to an early lead, anything they get from the bottom of the lineup is gravy.
How about this? It's a fake bunt slash that is going to be down for a hit in right field. You don't see that very often, but a great job, a great piece of hitting as the 9-hole hitter, Jack Gideon, showed bunt. The corner infielders on each side came charging in, and he hit that through the 3-4 hole on the right side for a base hit. A nice piece of hitting by Jack Gideon, and you can somewhat look at those as bonus. That's bonus because now you turn the lineup over to a guy that hit a leadoff triple off the right field, or it bounced off the right field wall in Brody Gindra.
Pinch runner over, courtesy runner over there. Appears to be Cam Cooper, but I'm willing to be corrected on that.
So Brody Gindra will step into that right-handed batter's box. He started off the game with some pop, hitting a deep ball to right center field that resulted in a leadoff triple. Here's the pitch. As he takes ball 1 low and away, 1-0.
But now, Nick, if you're Elkhorn South, 1 on, runners on first and second because the bottom of the order came 3. You got to capitalize in some form or fashion. At the very least, get 1 in.
One-0 the count to Brody Gindra. Here's the pitch from Clicking-Beard as he gets him to take strike 1, 1-1 on a breaking ball that floated back into the heart of the plate.
Now for Papillion South here, Nick, you got your stud, your ace, your Nebraska commit on the mound. If he can bear down, get you out of this inning, still down only 2-0, that might be the spark that Titan dugout needs.
2-0 is your score, as Austin just mentioned. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Clicking-Beard. He fires home to Gindra. It's in the dirt. The runner thought about trying to advance to third, but had to pump the brakes and retreat to second. Probably a better decision, as Wilsey behind the dish did a nice job of jumping up and going to grab that one.
Really good hustle by Wilsey. At second base, your read is down and away. At first base, you read ball dirt. You can take off for second base. But at second base, you got to be pretty sure that ball is not just in the dirt, but also bounces away. Wilsey did a good job guiding it toward third and hustling after it.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Gindra almost takes it on the left arm, but was able to bail out of the way of that one. It's now 3-1.
Former Elkhorn South pitcher Jackson Brockett being interviewed at the Big Ten baseball tournament right now. Of course, he didn't finish his career at Elkhorn South. He was here as a freshman, sophomore, and junior before transferring down to Buford, Georgia.
That's right. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the second inning. Runners on first and second base. Out of the stretch, it's Clicking-Beard. He fires the 3-1, and it's outside, ball 4. Clicking-Beard with a little frustration shown there on that one, as he felt like the umpire might have been squeezing him a little. So now the bases are going to be loaded after the 1-out walk will now load the bases. And that brings up Tyler Lofdahl. Lofdahl singled back in the first inning. The infielders are in, trying to cut down the runner at home. 1 out in the top of the second. The pitch swung on and missed. Nice job by Clicking-Beard getting right back in there and throwing a strike. First pitch, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the top of the second inning. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman with you. Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Clicking-Beard comes set. Runners are everywhere. It is just outside. Umpire not giving, we haven't seen it from Cal Cooper really, but not giving Cordell Klinkingbeard much to work with on the outer parts of the plate or off of the plate. As now that is ball 1-1. The 1-1 offering from Cordell Klinkingbeard. It's on its way. He shows bunt. It's right down Broadway for a strike. 1-2.
Make your best pitch here if you're Klinkingbeard. If you're able to get this out yourself, great. Now, if you're on the Elkhorn South side, even a productive out you take. Can you get something in the air with the infield drawn in to try to give yourself a chance to tag up from third base?
Bases are juiced for Lofdahl as he takes ball 2 down in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate once again by Wilsey. And we'll do it even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the second. Elkhorn South already leads 2-0 after their 2-run spot in the first. Klinkingbeard comes set. Takes a breath, lifts the leg, and fires. It's ball 3, and now it's a payoff pitch with nowhere to put Tyler Lofdahl. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the second inning. Bases are loaded, nowhere to put him. Can he make a pitch? Here it is. Swung on, hit well out to left center field. The wind's going to hold this up into center field. It's caught. Tagging on the play is Berliner, keeping the runners at bay on the throw. Nice job by the Papio South center fielder, Wallace. And now Elkhorn South on the sacrifice fly from Tyler Lofdahl extends their lead to 3 at 3-0.
Good result for both sides. You get an out for Papillion La-Vista South. You get a run for Elkhorn South.
So now that will bring up Owen Musil. Musil had himself a nice weekend. He struggled when we saw him on Saturday. But we'll see what he can do here with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. He watches that one low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Musil grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. And that's another thing that we haven't mentioned yet, is a lot of these guys are now starting to see Klinkingbeard for the second time in just that many innings. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Runners are on first and second for the Storm. As Musil watches strike 1, it's 0-1-1.
Klinkingbeard already at 40 pitches on the night through just an inning and 2/3.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 pitch away, 1 out away from getting Papio South back into the bats and in the batter's box. And here it is, 1 ball, 2 strikes now after a 1-1 fastball caught the outer's corner.
Musil's definitely a pull hitter. Big dude, has the ability to pull the ball a great distance, but Klinkingbeard's working him away this at bat.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the second inning. It's 3-0 Elkhorn South. Runners go. It's in the dirt, and they will advance with no contest from Wilsey, the catcher.
Great call by the Elkhorn South third base coach. He loves to put runners in motion here in 2-strike counts with 2 outs. Both runners now move up into scoring position. Just really smart base running.
So now with 2 runners in scoring position, Musil, a base hit, could give Elkhorn South a 5-0 advantage. The 2-2 pitch from Klinkingbeard. Swung on. It's hit up the middle. It doesn't get through. No, it's caught by the shortstop. Fired over to first in time. And that is out number 3. The way it sounded off the bat, I thought it was going to get through up the middle. But the Papio South shortstop, Griffin Minderman, did a really nice job tracking it down deep in the hole, resetting his feet, and repositioning for a throw to first base. But Elkhorn South does get 1 run. They leave the bases with runners on second and third. We'll step aside, come back in a few minutes on 93.7 The Ticket.
Jumpstart your summer to the max. Walk into any Max Tan in Lincoln and get a $5 standing tan session or a $5 red light wellness booth session. Your summer tan starts today with $5 sessions at Max Tan with 3 Lincoln locations.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, We're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Warner Park on the first pitch of the bottom of the second inning. Cordell Clickenbeard hits it to the shortstop and fielded in time, thrown over to first for out number one on the 6-3 ground out. That's going to bring up the catcher, Blake Wilsey, as Cal Cooper goes right back to work, Austin.
Clickenbeard very aggressive. It was 3 up, 3 down to your point with 2 strikeouts in the first. Been a tough week at the plate for number 4 for Papio South.
First pitch to Wilsey is upstairs, ball 1.
The way you get after good pitchers like this, Nick, is you're very selective. A decent pitch for Clickenbeard to swing out leading off the inning, but Cal Cooper right now has only thrown 17 pitches. This is a guy you want to get out of the game as early as you can by driving up his pitch count.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball does not work itself. Back to the plate. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Blake Wilsey, the catcher for Papio South. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cal Cooper, the Husker to be, starts his windup. The pitch inside, 3-1. Bryson Botos is on deck. Botos going to be attending the Omaha Mavericks. And he'll be a member of that baseball team there, just a few miles away from where we're at. The 3-1 pitch is fouled back. It's 3-2. Blake Wilsey. The payoff pitch for Cal Cooper is on its way. Breaking ball, lunged for and fouled back again. And we will do it again at that same count.
Lunge for is right. Wilsey had 1 foot planted is all. That was a very defensive swing, just trying to stay alive and see another full count pitch.
Wilsey, another Northwest Missouri State future, and he takes a 1-out walk on a fastball outside, and he will occupy first base, or rather a courtesy runner, I would imagine, will come in for him, and it's going to be number 18 for Papio South. This is Tyler Andringa.
Got a couple players headed out to center field with a coach for Papillion La-Vista South as well. Start the warm-up process.
So Andringa, the courtesy runner, he wears number 18 for Blake Wilsey, the catcher. And stepping into the box, it'll be number 5, the second baseman, Bryson Botos. Lefty Cal Cooper pitching out of the stretch, the first time he's had to do that today. He lifts the leg, fires home, and it's on the outside part of the zone for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. The pitch, breaking ball, does not get down far enough. It's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can pitch effectively at the top of the zone. The problem is when your top of the zone is at the belt. Top of the zone's got to be about the belly button. With that breaking ball up, hitters won't expect it to drop back down.
Here's the 1-1. We have yet to see Cal Cooper's move over to first. This one ripped through the left side. It's down for a base hit into left field. Staying at second base is Andringa, but Bryson Botos with another 1-out base knock, and he will now take first base over as Andringa moves up to second.
Really impressive response so far in the inning by Papillion La-Vista South. 1 pitch, 1 out, but then it was a good at-bat leading to a walk by Wilsey, then a well-struck single by Bryson Botos. Nick, this is what Kearney was able to do in the third inning against Cal Cooper, was get traffic on the bases, get him out of rhythm, out of sync. He lost the feel a little bit, but Kearney couldn't capitalize. Here's a big moment early in the game for Papio South, trying to claw their way back from a 3-run deficit.
Here with one out, they show bunt, and they do say he went around, and so it's going to be a strike on Mikey Jellin, the right fielder tonight for Papillion La-Vista South. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 3-0 is your score. They pick back to second base, nowhere close. A little bit of an inaccurate throw by Cal Cooper to the Elkhorn South shortstop, Brody Gindra. Lefty-lefty matchup. 1 out here in the home half of the second inning. Papio South trying to cut into this lead. They show bunt, pull back, ball 1. I'm surprised to see them showing bunt here. Maybe they just don't feel good about the lefty-lefty matchup with Mikey Jellin going up against the left-handed arm of Cal Cooper, or with that third baseman just playing about 1 step in from the bag. Maybe they feel like they can get it down speed and direction-wise far enough down that third base foul line. They take an outside strike, 1-2.
That looked a little bit off the plate from up here, but still a decent pitch to bunt down that third baseline if you're Jellin. To your point, though, Nick, even though he hasn't started here in the state tournament, he's got a decent number of official at-bats on the year and 42 of them. He's a .310 hitter.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch from Cooper. Low, out of the zone. It's ball 2. Cooper really slowing down now in between pitches. He was in a real good rhythm through about an inning and a third here until that first base runner got on. Then he started really concerning himself with that. Then Bodos was able to poke a base knock through the left side. Here's the 2-2 offering from Cal Cooper. Breaking ball stays upstairs. It's 3-2 now. Standing in that on-deck circle, it's the designated hitter number 9. It's Grant Gilbreth, not number 9. It is number 9, Grant Gilbreth. Goodness, I thought I was going crazy there. The 3-2 pitch in the dirt. It's ball 4, and Grant Gilbreth is going to come up to the box. I was looking at Elkhorn South's roster, double-checking my notes, and instead I was like, that's not Jaden Ish, but it's Grant Gilbreth. I got to look at Papillion La-Vista South next time, Nick.
Say you might be looking for a while to find Gilbreth's name on that Elkhorn
I was
South
like,
roster.
I made a massive mistake because we're going to have a conference on the mound from Elkhorn South. The bases are going to be loaded after a 1-out walk there. The bases are now loaded with just 1 out. And while they talk things over on the mound, let's take a quick break. We'll come back in a few minutes on 93.7 The Ticket.
When daily energy fades and your drive just isn't what it used to be, Game Day Men's Health helps you step back into top form. Game Day Men's Health is one of the country's fastest growing clinics, and they focus on men's wellness, providing customized solutions with professionalism and privacy in mind. Testosterone optimization, weight management, vitamin injections, and shockwave therapy are just a few of the many things they offer. Restore your energy and rediscover confidence with the help of Game Day Men's Health, because every man deserves to feel his best every day. Visit them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com today or in person at one of their 2 locations in Omaha.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so as we were coming back on the first pitch, the at-bat to Grant Gilbreth, he hits a fly ball out to right field that will score Tyler Andringa on a sacrifice fly. It was an F9 on the putout, and so now runners at first and second with 2 outs, but Papillion La-Vista South is on the scoreboard. They now trail just 3-1. That stepping into the box, it's going to be the 9-hole hitter, Donnie Rosenthal. Rosenthal hits from the right side against the lefty, Cal Cooper. Runners are on first and second with Bodos at second, Jellin at first. Here's the pitch, and squaring to bunt, pulling back, taking called strike is Donnie Rosenthal, 0-1.
O'Gorman's pretty deep at third base. He didn't retreat quite as far this time. He's now about even with the bag.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. As Rosenthal in the right-handed batter's box, he showed bunt for a second a moment ago. He doesn't this time. He instead takes ball 1 up out of the zone, 1-1.
Like I mentioned, Nick, Cal Cooper had really one bad inning against Kearney. It was that third inning. Bearcats didn't maximize it. If you're Papillion La-Vista South, you're on the board, but if all you get is 1 out of this inning, Cal Cooper is able to get back to the dugout, get back on beam against Kearney. You don't want to let him off the hook yet.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Cooper to Rosenthal. Breaker, swung, grounded, shortstop, and it's in the time over to first base for out number 3. It's 6-3 on the ground out as Rosenthal is out number 3. We go to the top of the third inning. Austin Norman will have the call of Elkhorn South as they will send hitters 4, 5, and 6 up to the plate right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Jumpstart your summer to the max. Walk into any Max Tan in Lincoln and get a $5 standing tan session or a $5 red light wellness booth session. Your summer tan starts today with $5 sessions at Max Tan with 3 Lincoln locations.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Discovering your life's passion is easier with options, and that's what Doane offers students. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes you different. Apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
3-1 Elkhorn South over Papillion La-Vista South. Austin Norman, Nick Sainert with you. Nightcap here in the Class A State Tournament. We'll have at least 2 games tomorrow. Top of the bracket, it'll be Lincoln East and Millard South. At the bottom of the bracket that we're in right now, Millard North is the undefeated team through a couple games. Then the winner of this game gets their shot at the Mustangs. As Nick mentioned, Gorup, Ish, and O'Gorman due up here for Elkhorn South in the top of the third. Storm entered the state tournament as the number 6 seed, dispatching of Kearney in the first round before losing to Millard North. Elkhorn South, a 16-10 record on the regular season. They beat North Star and Millard West in district play to make it to the state tournament. Cordell Klinkingbeard ready. He goes through his windup. First pitch home, swung on. Shot down the third baseline into the tarp, 0-1. It's been rocky for Klinkingbeard so far. The Nebraska commit hasn't been dominant. He's given up a run in both innings on 3 hits. There's a breaking ball and a beauty. Klinkingbeard now ahead 0-2. He's faced 6 batters in each of the first 2 innings of this one, including putting the leadoff man on. And there, the leadoff man will be on for the 3rd straight inning as Marcus Gorup, the freshman, serves a single into right center field. He's aboard with no one away. You might hear in the background that he's a freshman chant from the Elkhorn South student section. 2 very different perspectives on student sectioning here, Nick. Good representation from both sides.
Yeah.
Elkhorn South went for depth. Papillion La-Vista South went with the extended student section across the length of the dugout.
Right behind the dugout, first row. There it is. I like how they're standing up, though. It's good to see for a duration of a baseball game.
That one hits Ish. Klinkingbeard's first pitch drills Jaden Ish in that front left shoulder blade. Now the first 2 batters in the 3rd inning have reached with nobody away.
Klinkingbeard just not having his electric stuff that I would imagine that he's had all year long this year. He just does not have the command of multiple pitches like you need to have. He doesn't even have the command of his fastball right now, which we talk about the importance of being able to establish a part of the plate, whether that's outside, inside, whatever it may be. He hasn't been able to do that consistently, number one. Number two, hasn't even gotten close to being able to establish more than his one pitch.
Find something that works, stick with it, whatever it is. He's got to find it quickly. His team's down 3-1 here in the top of the third, and he's got runners on first and second with nobody out. Here's Eamon O'Gorman. O'Gorman grounded out to first in the first to end the first. He shows bunt, drops it down the third baseline. Emmett Minderman gets to it quickly, picks it up foul, 0-1.
So now you have to adjust. Like, this is where we talk about with the foul or perfect conversation, right? That's you tried it to where you could bunt, maybe try to get a base hit out of it, try to get it perfectly down that third base foul line. Okay, now you got a strike on you. Let's change the angle a little bit, make sure we just get it down and do our job to move two guys over.
Clinking Beard set, ready to deliver the 0-1. O'Gorman shows bunt. That fastball trails away outside, 1-1.
Especially with Clinking Beard trying to paint that outside corner, there's no excuse for Eamon O'Gorman here to not get this bunt down in fair territory.
Second baseman playing in the hole, ready to cover first on a bunt. Shortstop Griffin Minderman right behind the runner. O'Gorman pokes at it, offers and misses. 0-1-2. Rather weak attempt at a bunt there, almost a half-hearted, begrudging bunt attempt from O'Gorman. So now Clinking Beard's ahead in the count again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elimination game in the Class A Baseball State Tournament. Clinking Beard, long check of the runner at second base. He rocks to a set. Couple more quick peeks. Brings it home. O'Gorman shoots that one in the air. Left center field. Wallace ranging over into the gap. Calls off his left fielder Rosenthal to make the grab. 1 away.
Unfortunately, a little bit of an empty at-bat there. It was hit okay, right? And it's going to look worse when you hit towards that left center side because of the wind. It's going to hold up a little bit longer. It was hit okay, but in terms of a team at-bat there, a little bit of an empty AB there, unfortunately, for Eamon O'Gorman.
Good result, though, for the Papillion La-Vista South Titans. Now they're just a ground ball away from being out of the inning and hanging their first scoreless frame. They'll deal with Brooks Berliner, who drew a walk, came around to score leading off the second. Berliner takes a fastball on the inside part, 0-1.
And maybe we see this is where Clinking Beard starts to turn it on. You're only down by 2 runs. It's still manageable.
Still early.
Still very early in this game, just the top of the third. You feel like maybe you've stolen out there without having any of the runners move on.
Berliner begins the bottom third of the order as that breaking ball is in the dirt, 1-1. 7, 8, 9, or at least 7 and 8 here for Clinking Beard to deal with. Berliner bats .240 on the season. After him, Devin Meyer, who struck out looking back in the second. Berliner's ready now, a pick to second base. Not in the area, but worth a check. 3 runs on 4 hits for Elkhorn South. 1 run, 1 hit, and an error for Papillion La-Vista South. Clinking Beard's 1-1 on the way. Hear that loud pop of the mitt. Powerful fastball taken for a strike, 1-2. There's something satisfying about the pop of the fastball in the mitt. Beautiful breaking ball, changeup that fades. Sounds of the game. Good crowd on hand here for our nightcap. Clinking Beard comes set. He's ready to bring home the 1-2. Slider in the dirt, now 2-2. We talked about it before, Nick, but it bears repeating. If you're at the bottom of this Elkhorn South lineup, just continue to piece together good at-bats. Berliner drew a walk. Gideon had the single. He had ultimately reached third back in the second inning. It's really all you're looking for out of the bottom of this Storm lineup. First and second, 1 out. Runners take off. That one's chopped up the middle by Berliner. Only play for Minderman will be to first. He throws it on the run. Dug out by Curtis at first base for the second out of the inning, but both runners move up. So Berliner retired for the first time today. That puts runners on second and third for Devin Meyer, right fielder tonight. He struck out looking his first at bat. Papillion La-Vista South crowd trying to rally behind its starting pitcher, Cordell Klinkingbeard. Klinkingbeard set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. Diving snag by Wilsey, 1-0. Meyer, a .212 hitter. He's driven in 5 runs. Got 2 runners in scoring position now with 2 away. Good block by Wilsey. He had to lunge halfway into that left-handed batter's box to keep that one in front. Klinkingbeard taps his chest. My bad. Missed my spot. 2-0. Meyer digs that right foot into the back of the batter's box. Klinkingbeard peers in for the sign. Check of the runner at second base. Now he brings it home. Fastball up. Second miss in a row for Klinkingbeard. There is a spot to put Devin Meyer here with a 3-0 count. But you don't want to issue free passes at the bottom of the order. That one taken for a strike. Meyer took a step out of the batter's box. Now 3-1. Taking all the way, 3-0, borderline. They give Klinkingbeard the benefit of the doubt. 3-1, 2 outs, runners on second and third for Meyer. Klinkingbeard brings it home. That one's in the dirt. It's smothered by Wilsey, but that will load the bases with 2 away for the 9-hole hitter, Jack Gideon. Good at bat, good patience by Devin Meyer. Saw pitches, found a way to get on base. So it's Gorup at third after the leadoff single. Ish is at second after he was hit by a pitch. And now we'll have a meeting on the mound. Looks like we'll have a call to the bullpen. We'll step aside for 60 seconds, tell you about the new pitcher, reset the situation here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor. Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home. And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bases loaded with 2 away here in the top of the third inning for Elkhorn South. The call to the bullpen for Millard North went to Brady Alderson. Alderson, a junior, has 2 saves on the year, an ERA of 1.17. This is a win or go home game here, Nick Sainert. So everyone needs to be available as long as their pitch count allows them to be. Klinkingbeard threw approximately 60 pitches, so hypothetically he would be available again with today being Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. He could return on Friday should Papillion La-Vista South make it that far. Interesting move to bring in Alderson, done a lot of closing for them, but Nick, some championship pedigree. He was a part of that state basketball tournament winning team.
He was. He sure was. That Papillion La-Vista South basketball team, really good, obviously led by Bryson Ball, but man, there were some really, really good players on that Papillion La-Vista South basketball program. I don't know. I was surprised to see them pull the plug with Cordell Klinkingbeard there with their 9-hole hitter coming up. Yes, Jack Gideon got a base hit last at bat in the second inning against Klinkingbeard. However, I would have been surprised, and I guess what I was going with is give him a chance to get the 9-hole hitter out. If he gets to the top half, you'd be surrendering more runs here. see if he can get one more out to give him a full 3 innings of work.
And maybe give Alderson a clean slate to work with.
Yeah. And the top of the order.
Alderson's got the bases loaded, but 2 outs. That's in his favor. Brings the first one home just high to Gideon, 1-0. We also said the name Ball. Does he have a sister that's pretty good at something?
That is true. Very good. Very, very good.
Gideon has to pull the note card out of his back pocket after he gets the sign from his third base coach. Alderson's peering into Wilsey's glove. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Brings it home way up and out, 2-0. Nowhere to put Gideon. Alderson again, no record on the year, but he does have 2 saves and an ERA of 1.17. Gorup at third, Ish at second, and Meyer at first for Elkhorn South, leading 3-1. Alderson finds the zone, 2-1. Fastball in the upper outer quadrant. Score update from downtown Omaha. Michigan State leads Nebraska by the same 3-1 score. They're in the top of the 5th. Alderson has his next sign. Takes a quick check to second, now quick check to third. Taps his glove. Gideon way out in front of that breaking ball. Good one from Alderson to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And he needed to make a pitch, right? On a 2-1 count, it's a fastball heavy count, and especially with the bases loaded, that is. But Alderson had enough trust in it and was able to locate a breaker.
Gideon and the umpire having a conversation. Granted time. If Brady Alderson can come in out of the bullpen and get the Titans out of this jam, another spark for the number 2 seed in Class A. Alderson rocks to set position, brings it home. That one flared down the right field line, twisting toward the line and down into the corner. Jack Gideon delivers again. He's around first. He's into second. He'll stop there. Meyer being waved home. It is a bases clearing 3 RBI double out of the 9 hole for Elkhorn South's catcher, Jack Gideon.
And all 3 of those runs will be charged to Clickenbeard. And so now the book is officially closed on Cordell Clinkenbeard. He goes 2 2/3 innings. He allows 4 hits. He walks 4 guys. He strikes out 1, and there's 6 earned runs for the future Husker, Cordell Clinkenbeard, who now is at first base.
How about Jack Gideon? That ball was hit decently well down the right field line. The wind kept pushing it and pushing it over the head of the right fielder. He had an aggressive turn around second base, was thinking about 3, but he decided to hold up at second base, satisfied with a 3-run double. 6-1 Elkhorn South now. This game is wide open in the 3rd. Even though there are 2 outs, there's maybe the most dangerous hitter in the state right now, and Brody Gindra at the plate. Gindra first pitch swinging and missing at a breaking ball. Good pitch by Alderson, 0-1.
We can't say it enough. How did 2 of those 3 runs get on base?
Hit by pitch and a walk.
There it is, hit by pitch and a walk. Not because of anything special that Elkhorn South did, but because of mistakes that Papillion La-Vista South allowed.
Gindra has tripled and walked so far today. Alderson's fastball well located, 0-2. It's a really good pitch. He's pitching it backwards, went with the slider for the first strike, now the fastball for the second. Gindra's got 3 triples and 2 doubles here at the Class A state tournament. First pitch he saw from Clinkenbeard was shot into the right center field gap today. Gideon away from second. Gindra laces that one to left, sending Rosenthal back a few steps. He didn't have a perfect beat on it, but he stretches out and makes the catch. 3 more runs come courtesy of a bases-clearing double by Jack Gideon. Elkhorn South extends its lead to 6-1. Austin Orman, Nick Sainer with you. More of the Class A state baseball tournament here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
When daily energy fades and your drive just isn't what it used to be, Game Day Men's Health helps you step back into top form. Game Day Men's Health is one of the country's fastest growing clinics, and they focus on men's wellness, providing customized solutions with professionalism and privacy in mind. Testosterone optimization, weight management, vitamin injections, and shockwave therapy are just a few of the many things they offer. Restore your energy and rediscover confidence with the help of Game Day Men's Health, because every man deserves to feel his best every day. Visit them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com today or in person at one of their 2 locations in Omaha.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
6-1 Elkhorn South leads Papillion La-Vista South as Cal Cooper returns to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Papillion Vista South, it'll be the top of the order. Griffin Minderman, Emmett Minderman, and Danny Wallace. Cooper misses high with a fastball 1-0. 3-1 is not a comfortable lead anywhere, let alone the state tournament, even if your ace is on the mound. But now, Nick, if you're Cal Cooper, you've missed up and out on 2 straight pitches with a 5-run lead. You got to start pitching to contact, keep your pitch count down, try to save your bullpen, get your team back in the dugout.
100%. I absolutely agree with that.
6 runs on 5 hits for Elkhorn South, 1 run on 1 hit for Papillion La-Vista South as Griffin Minderman takes a strike. He's still up in the count, 2-1. Cooper misses up and out again, 3-1. We mentioned against Kearney, Cooper needed that inning reset between the 3rd and the 4th to get back in a rhythm. Sometimes, though, a long layoff, the pitcher gets cold. Cal Cooper's got to find it again for Elkhorn South. There's a fastball, poked to the second baseman, Gorup. He's up with it over to Musil at first, 1 away.
Best thing you can do if you're Cal Cooper here, work efficiently and in a rhythm, right? Nobody on base, it's easy. Let's get back up to the mound. Let's get going here, because if Cal Cooper, if you allow Papillion La-Vista South to make them think that they got you uncomfortable up there, that's where a team like them, they can get back into this game. But man, if you go surgical here, 3 up, 3 down, or something similar, all that momentum is in that first base Elkhorn South dugout.
Cooper misses on his first pitch to the second batter of the inning. Emmett Minderman is ready again, brings it home. Fastball cut on and missed, 1-1. Emmett Minderman is a senior. He wears number 3, playing third base. 344 batter on the year. He fouls that one off. Jack Gideon, the hero of last inning, needs a sack. Looks like that caught him on his right quadricep. Home plate umpire will walk the ball out to Cal Cooper. Cooper, the Nebraska commit. Lefty on the mound. Emmett Minderman, here the senior, committed to Northeast Community College. A lot of high-level talent in this game. A lot of guys you'll see at the next level. Cooper's 1-2. Good spot for that one inside. A close miss on the fastball in, 2-2. A lot of high school pitchers comfortable working away. That next step is learning how to work the inside part of the plate. Cooper's fastball again inside. Minderman doesn't bite, 3-2. With the inside fastball, you got to have quick hands to get around on. And the problem is if you don't bring it inside enough, it's over the heart of the plate. Cooper gets the sign from Gideon into his slow windup. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed. Gideon squeezes it, and Emmett Minderman is down on strikes for the second time today. 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd.
And if you are pitching with a 5-run lead the way you're wanting to, Cal Cooper is doing a really, really nice job here. Obviously, you maybe don't want to get into so many 3-ball counts. However, the most important thing is Papio South's probably most dangerous hitter, Danny Wallace, comes up with nobody on base.
You got to deal with everyone in the lineup. You'd like to deal with 2, 3, 4, 5 with no one in front of them. Wallace first pitch swinging, chops it foul, third baseline, 0-1. Wallace, a .280 batting average this season, 14 out of 50. Gone deep once, driven in 10. Cooper delivers that one, laced to the gap in left center field. That's going to be down for a hit. Danny Wallace aboard for the first time today. He's got a 2-out single.
But there you have it, right? That 2-out single doesn't hurt you. Why? Because you took care of both the Mindermans in order. You got to a 3-1 count. You were able to induce a ground ball, 4-3 for Griffin Minderman, and then on a 3-2 payoff pitch, you were able to get a strikeout on it. That single doesn't hurt you because guess what? You say nobody was in front of him. Still just a runner at first. There's front force at second and first base now with 2 outs. Get a ground ball to Cordell Klinkingbeard, and you're out of the inning.
Klinkingbeard moved from the mound to first base. That kicks Cameron Curtis out of the game. Cooper delivers that one, rope to center field. Coming in is the center fielder. Has to play it on a short hop. Wallace, aggressive turn around second base. He slides into third. That's a tough read on a ball that was scorched off the bat of Cordell Klinkingbeard. And now Elkhorn South runners on the corners with 2 away.
Yeah, it was a tough play in center field for Elkhorn South center fielder Tyler Lofdahl. I mean, he had to make a decision in a blink of an eye there whether or not he wanted to try to go full extension coming back our way towards home plate in the press box and try to dive. However, I like the decision to let it drop. Why? Because it wasn't an up and down ball. So if that ball is missed by Lofdahl in center field on the dive, that thing's rolling all the way to the 402 sign, and Wallace isn't stopping at third. He's scoring on that play, and certainly Klinkingbeard's going farther than first base.
And it's difficult for the backup to get there with the outfielders playing straight up. They had moved a little bit in that direction, but I think Klinkingbeard probably would have just about wrapped up his trot to home plate had Lofdahl laid out for it. So runners on the corners for Cooper. No one's crossed the plate yet, but back-to-back 2-out singles puts a run 90 feet away. Wilsey watches first pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Blake Wilsey, the senior, has driven in 15 runs this season. He stands in the right-handed batter's box. Cooper out of the stretch. That pitch over the plate, strike 1. Sometimes it takes an extra beat to determine what pitch Cal Cooper just threw. Cooper, slide set. That one's roped to left. Coming in is the left fielder. A diving catch in left, and the back-to-back singles get stranded. What a play out there in left field by Brooks Berliner. That gets Elkhorn South out of the inning. It's 6-1 advantage intact. We go to the fourth. It's Elkhorn South 6 and Papillion La-Vista South 1. More Class A state baseball tournament after this on the ticket.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brady Alderson returns to the mound for his second inning of work. He got the final out of the third inning, but not before Jack Gideon laced a 3-run double to the opposite field to double Elkhorn South's run count. I'm Austin Norman, Nick Sainert alongside. Beautiful night for baseball here at Werner Park, home of the AAA Omaha Storm Chasers. Something funny over there? No. I don't believe you. Royals fans may be laughing because next week in the stadium, they'll see their recently drafted top prospect Jack Caglione. Alderson delivers to Lofdahl, pops up a bunt, a diving grab at third base by Emmett Minderman. What a play there by number 3. Lofdahl showed bunt a little late. Minderman knew Lofdahl has been a wizard with the bat all week long. He sprinted in from his position at third base, laid out full extension to rob Lofdahl of a hit. Great play for out number 1.
Yeah, nice play. Need him, right? Needs as many outs as you can get, especially early on, because Elkhorn South has been able to score at will. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. I mean, they're doing exactly what you need to do in this type of tournament to put opponents away. Score and keep on scoring. Don't slow down. Paired with good defense, and good things happen.
Musel's ahead in the count 1-0. Now it's 1-1. Watch a couple fastballs sail by. That diving stop, slightly less important than the one made by Berliner in left field that saved at least 1 run to end the bottom of the third. There's a breaking ball outer edge by Alderson. Now he's up in the count 1-2. 5-run game here in the top of the fourth. Elimination game on the bottom of the Class A bracket. Musel, bad looking swing. He got fooled on the breaking ball that started at his knees and dipped below his bat. He's down on strike for the second out.
Yeah, Musel, I mean, I've talked to a couple of coaches around the state at some D3 schools and other things like that, and they really like Owen Musel. They've talked really highly about him. We have not seen, I think, him live up to his potential this weekend at the state baseball tournament. Just some real uncomfortable looking approaches at the plate.
Now batting is Marcus Gorup, freshman batting cleanup. He's been the 4th or 5th spot for the Storm all weekend. He watches that one low, 1-0. Swings through a breaking ball, 1-1. Yeah, with Musel, Nick, you can tell it's a big, strong guy in the batter's box. Seems like his approach has been, can I get the ball in the air to my pull side? That's the college approach, right? Elevate and celebrate, but the flip side of that is when other teams know that's your approach, you'll get a steady diet of breaking balls down, breaking balls away. Musel hasn't been able to adjust and just take the simple singles to the right side. That one sails behind the back of Marcus Gorup. He's now ahead in the count 3-1. No malicious intent there by Alderson. That's a breaking ball that just didn't have the right seam grip on it. So Gorup now ahead in the count 3-1. Alderson into the wind. Fastball up and out. 5-pitch walk for Marcus Gorup.
Talking about Owen Musel, just to kind of continue that conversation real quick, he is going to a pretty good junior college down in Kansas City, Kansas Community College. That's a place that consistently produces Division I talent. Most recently, last year, they moved a guy on from the city of Lincoln down to South Carolina. They developed him. He walked on at KCKCC, and then now is playing almost every day down at South Carolina.
Alderson in the stretch. That one chopped back up the middle by Jaden Ish. And the flip from second base to shortstop is in time, and there is a 0 hung for the first time today by Papillion La-Vista South. Titans still trail it by 5. We'll see if they can get anything back here in the bottom of the fourth after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Cal Cooper on the mound for Elkhorn South. Austin Orman, Nick Sainert in the visiting radio booth here at Warner Park.
We were I found out a fun fact about this visiting radio booth. Last year, when Indianapolis, the AAA team, came to play the Storm Chasers, this is the booth that Livy Dunn sat in because it was Kids Day here at the ballpark, and she watched Paul Skeens pitch against the Storm Chasers here from this very booth. And then Paul on the next day came up and watched the game with her from up here.
How about that?
So,
did you get to meet them?
I did not.
That's a bummer.
I had no interest.
You had no interest? I don't believe that for a second.
Timeout. I had interest in meeting Paul Skeens. I could care less about the Livy Dunn stuff, in all honesty.
I will take your word for that. But you tried to tell me you have no interest in. You say no interest in Paul Skeens in the same sentence. I find it very hard to believe.
I corrected myself regarding Paul Skeens.
While we were talking about Paul Skeens, we saw something that Paul Skeens probably has never done in his life, and that's issue a 4-pitch walk.
Did you see the other day the Pittsburgh Pirates? And I haven't been able to give AD crap because we've been up here at state baseball. Pittsburgh Pirates the other day goes, hey, guess who just completed his first complete game? Paul Skeens. He goes 8 innings. Pittsburgh Pirates, man, they're going to have to do something.
They lost.
Yeah, they ended up losing. They're going to have to end up doing something with Paul Skeens.
I think it was the Pittsburgh Pirates who, back in the day, I think it was Harvey Haddix is the guy's name, had a perfect game and lost. It was an extra innings perfect game. So
that's just ridiculous.
Cooper found the strike zone here to Mikey Jellin. Pretty good pitch, but doesn't get the call. Now it's 1-1. My dad's listening. I'm sure he will text me that factoid here. He's usually on top of that stuff. Botos drew the 4-pitch walk. He's the 6-hole hitter. Now here's Mikey Jellin batting in the 7-hole. Cooper lost that fastball up and in. 2 free passes to start the inning from Cal Cooper. And Papillion La-Vista South has another good scoring threat here in the bottom of the 4th.
I'll be interested to see what the leash is for Cal Cooper. Obviously, the pitch count plays a factor into this, but I think also knowing that he already threw once in the state tournament, does just natural fatigue start to set in? You have a 6-1 advantage right now. Does the natural fatigue set in, or are you going to let him go until he can't go much longer, whether it's because of pitch count or not? I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. Elkhorn South, they got to make it to tomorrow. That's what both of these sides – it's the old conversation we have, whether Nebraska's playing in the Big Ten tournament or right now. It's what do you do? Do you try to strategically plan for tomorrow, or do you just worry about getting through today? I think a lot of coaches will tell you got to win day 1 to even get to day 2, and you worry about that day when you get there.
Every time the bullpen door springs open, you run a little bit of a risk. Elkhorn South has used 4 pitchers this tournament. Cal Cooper, Caleb Uphoff in the win over Kearney. And then Brody Gindra and Mason Eck yesterday against Millard North. Cooper missed again. He's behind Grant Gilbreth, 1-0. Gilbreth had an RBI sac fly back in the 2nd inning. That was the second out of the frame. It scored Tyler Andringa on the run for Wilsey. Gilbreth squaring very early. Now Cooper steps off the mound. He'll fake the throw to second. Halfway home, an elimination game, second one of the day here in Class A. Millard West saw its season come to a close. Now Gilbreth squares again, pulls back as Cooper misses way up and out with a fastball 2-0. No activity in that Elkhorn South bullpen. Both the upper and lower bullpens appear to be empty. Now we'll have a mound visit from Elkhorn South. A bunch of their arms are likely on the field that they would consider going to. 6 runs on 5 hits for the Storm. 1 run on 3 hits for Papillion La-Vista South. A good rally in the 2nd. And then in the 3rd, they got runners to first and 3rd on back-to-back singles. But Wilsey was unable to help the Titans capitalize on a diving grab by Berliner last inning. And Nick, that's probably going to be the modus operandi here for Papillion La-Vista South. If you're able to put up 5 runs in an inning, great. But more likely than not, you're going to have to get 1 here, two there and do that 3 or 4 different times.
You're right. And that key that you just mentioned was 3 or 4 different times. You still have plenty of time left in this ball game to do so. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning right now, and you're in a spot where you can threaten. You can put up, try to get 2 in this inning. Cut this lead in half at 6-3, essentially, where it's half of the distance to your 6 runs that you need to tie. And then guess what? It's 1 run per inning from there on out, and you're going to be in a good spot going into the 7th. You got to figure out a way to just start chipping away.
So Cooper's ready after the mound visit. Gilbreth still showing bunt, and Cooper misses low again. 3 balls and no strikes.
I understand. We saw Gideon do it for Elkhorn South earlier today. I don't understand why, if you're Papillion La-Vista South, with that first baseman, Owen Musil, coming in 30, 40 feet away from home plate, pull back and slash. Go send something down that right side. The second baseman is coming all the way over to the first base bag. The entire right side of the field is wide open. You don't even need to hit it hard. Anything to that right side is going to score at least 1 and get probably 2 guys into scoring position.
Moving the runners up 90 feet isn't bad, but if you can keep the inning going with a hit, that's even better. Inside move, back pick to second base. Back in plenty of time is Botos.
So watch. Okay, so here we go. Watch for a wheel play here because they're anchoring the shortstop at second base's bag. The first baseman is going to be the one to field this bunt. If he gets it, well, they walk him, so it doesn't matter.
3 free passes to the first 3 batters of the bottom of the 4th inning, and the bases are loaded for Donnie Rosenthal. 9-hole hitter in this Elkhorn South lineup. Cal Cooper now at 64 pitches.
Just to continue that thought, I mean, that's a wheel play that is very common in high school. The third baseman's going to stay back. You're playing for the force at third base, but also you have a guy at second base, and you have the second baseman already covering first base's bag. You have all 3 bags covered. If you get to the bunt quick, you can go to third, but if not, you have the safe play at first. But it doesn't matter because you issued another free pass.
Bases full of Titans. Bottom hitter in their lineup, Donnie Rosenthal at the plate. He takes a strike from the lefty Cooper, 0-1. If you're Cal Cooper here, Nick, you got to find a way to get it in your head that you are the superior player here. You're the Nebraska commit. You got to find a way to bear down. If you're Donnie Rosenthal, you got a chance to do what Jack Gideon did. Drive in a couple runs as the bottom hitter, a 9-hole hitter in the lineup. Gideon's 3-run double pushed Elkhorn South's lead to where it stands right now as Rosenthal takes a fastball out of the zone, 1-1. Rosenthal, neon batting gloves. Good pitch on the inside corner from Cooper. He's up again, 1-2. Botos at third. Jellin at second. Gilbreth at first. The 1-2 from Cooper. Swung on and missed. Rosenthal chased the high cheddar. He couldn't resist. He's down on strikes. A huge first out for Elkhorn South. Cooper climbs the ladder. That's his first strikeout since the second out of last inning when he got Emmett Minderman retired. Now here's Griffin Minderman, sophomore shortstop, 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and ground out to second. He did go deep in this park yesterday. Cooper's first pitch, another high fastball swung on and missed. He's up 0-1.
I know it's stupid. It's going to sound stupid and generic. You don't have a 5-run swing in you. It's just not possible. Move the line, do your job, and get some guys in.
Cooper set another fastball. That one sprayed off to the right side, out of play, 0-2. The right fielder for Elkhorn South is Devin Meyer. He is playing pretty standard AAA depth right now with the wind pushing things out. Little line drive or ground ball through that 3.5 will be worth 2. Minderman's got a closed off stance. He's pointed that way. He pulls it down the third baseline. It's off the glove. It's off the glove. It's going to be a 2-run error. And just like that, Papillion La-Vista South is back within striking distance at 6-3. Eamon O'Gorman rushed it, took his eye off the ball. He was thinking about running that one to third and firing across the diamond, but instead it kicks off his wrist into left field. It's worth 2 runs on the error.
There you go. Hard contact. It works out a lot of the time here in high school, especially on a stage like this. Hard contact, finding a barrel. It's going to work out. Even O'Gorman boots it off his glove down the third base line. 2 runners still on base, and now some of the heavier hitters come up to bat.
Still a force at every bag in the field of play as Emmett Minderman squares to bunt. Pulls back, takes a fastball for strike 1. Danny Wallace, the Oklahoma State commitment, waits on deck. Cal Cooper laboring through these last few innings. He's set above his belt. Pitch comes in, it's a breaking ball in the dirt as Minderman shows bunt again, but he pulls back 1-1. I know you're a bunts guy here, Nick.
I don't like the bunt here.
I could be convinced of it.
You have a lot of the momentum. You have an opportunity to seize momentum with a base knock here, despite what the scoreboard says. And you've shown very little ability to be able to execute this bunt. You've tried now with multiple guys over the last couple of innings. And not only did Donnie Rosenthal strike out because he couldn't get the bunt down, now Emmett Minderman, just 2 batters later, is 1 strike away from the same situation.
Minderman's already struck out swinging twice today. He's got runners at first and second bases with 1 out. Cooper, a long peer into second base. He brings home the 1-2. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Cal Cooper spots up, sits down Minderman for the 3rd time today, but the inning's not over yet. Here is Danny Wallace. He's committed to be a Cowboy down in Stillwater.
That's what I'm getting at, though. Unfortunately, instead of Cal Cooper, you had him against the ropes. He struggled with command. He was allowing some hard hit balls. And because of the lack of execution and inability to get a bunt down, as this ball goes in the dirt, it's blocked by the catcher, Gideon. But your inability to get a bunt down gave him essentially 2 free strikes. So instead of having to make 3 pitches, you only needed him to make 1. He was ahead in the count, and he paints a fastball on the outside corner, and the bat stays on your shoulder. It's an empty at-bat for Papillion La-Vista South there.
To go to a basketball comparison, it's when you give a great shooter who's been struggling an open layup at the rim. You let him see one go in. You put him on the free throw line. Cooper's 1-0, misses up and out, 2-0. For Danny Wallace, you are looking for 1 pitch in 1 spot. Cal Cooper has not had his command. If it's not there, you live to fight another pitch. If you're Cal Cooper, you got to make a good one. Wallace, a dangerous hitter. Platoon advantage, Wallace as well. Righty against the lefty on the hill. Kick and fire. It's a fastball upper part of the zone. Wallace thought about it, but ultimately held up 2-1. 6-3, Elkhorn South leads Papillion La-Vista South. The Storm scored in the first 3 innings. Titans have scored 2 so far in the bottom of the 4th. Cooper brings home the 2-1, up and out again, 3-1. Feels like Nick Cooper is starting to overthrow a little bit. He's trying to be perfect. He's trying to reach back into that gas tank to see what velocity he has left. Wallace ripped a single his previous at bat. He awaits the 3-1. Takes it over the inside part. Full count. With 2 outs, that will put the runners in motion. Seemed like a pretty good hittable pitch there. Would we in Wallace's wheelhouse, but with Cooper struggling to control that fastball, Wallace wants to see if he can do it again. There go the runners. Here comes Cooper, swung on, lifted in the air, shallow right field. The wind will push it to medium depth, but camped out underneath it is the right fielder, Devin Meyer, to retire the side. But not before Papillion La-Vista South tacks on 2. They're now down just 6-3 as we enter the 5th inning. More of this game in the Class A Baseball State Tournament from Warner Park next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's 8:30 p.m. here at Werner Park. We have a good game brewing. 6-3 Elkhorn South leads Papillion La-Vista South. I'm Austin Norman here on the call of the fifth inning. Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. You mentioned it's 8:30 p.m. We've been here since about 9:30 a.m. Well, I should say about 8:30 a.m. However, been on the air since about 9:50 a.m. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on day 4 of the NSAA State Baseball Championships. The actual state finals will take place on Friday. We'll have Class C action on the ticket at noon. 3:30 comes around, it'll be Class B, and then Class A will be at 7 p.m. Stepping in for Elkhorn South to start things off, it's going to be the 6-hole hitter. It's Eamon O'Gorman. There's a quick stoppage in play, though, as we have to grab and close the bullpen door out in center field, 402 feet away from home plate. But we're ready to go as Brady Alderson still out on the mound for Papillion South. The righty, his first pitch up and in. And if you are Papillion La-Vista South, this is where Brady Alderson, you want a quick and clean inning. Your boys were just finally starting to swing the bat well against Cal Cooper, and you don't want to keep him out in the field for longer than necessary. The 1-1 pitch is up and away, ball 2-1. Not anywhere competitive for Alderson. We mentioned it, though. Alderson himself has been sitting on the bench for an extended period of time. Here's the 2-1 offering. Outside, ball 3.
And the setup here at Werner, Nick, is such that Brady Alderson, who's not in the lineup, can't really play catch and stay warm during a long inning like that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 3-1 pitch. This one swung on, hit well to right field, and that is gone. Eamon O'Gorman over the right field wall, deposits a fastball low and inside, and Elkhorn South extends their lead to 7-3.
Big response there by O'Gorman. Came into the day hitting just 152. That's his first home run on the year. Nick, he knew it was gone off the bat.
Elkhorn South out and celebrating out of their dugouts. Eamon O'Gorman stomped on home plate. He chucked his helmet to the backstop, and Elkhorn South now leads by 4 once again. That ball was crushed. As here you have it. With the next hitter, it is Brooks Berliner.
That one sails behind his back.
So a leadoff home run for Eamon O'Gorman. As now, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 strikes on Berliner.
It's always cool to see a home run, especially in the state tournament. But for Elkhorn South, what a jolt of energy after the slog the last couple innings have been.
Here's the pitch to Berliner. Outside corner, called strike 3. Good response by Alderson, and he gets Berliner down on strikes. That brings up the right fielder, Devin Meyer. That ball, I was surprised it didn't clear the fence by more. It looked like it was well gone off the bat, and knowing that the wind is blowing it out to right field, I thought that it would be even farther than it was. It wasn't a wall scraper, but it was probably 10 yards past the wall or so. As here on the left side, it's a bouncer. It's going to roll foul. 10 yards may be generous, maybe 5. But still.
It is a sloped berm out there.
It is.
So if the 315-foot fence, it wasn't right down the line, I'll give him credit for 325, 327 on it, give or take.
Yeah, it was hit well to right field, and it probably would have sounded bad across the broadcast if that ball was caught or not out, because, like I said, off the bat, it looked like it had the distance and it had the power behind it. As the 1-1 offering is outside to Devin Meyer, 2-1.
But like you said, Nick, a really good response by Alderson. A no-nonsense strikeout looking. He put the ball right where he wanted it for a handful of pitches.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3-1.
Some more action down there in the Papillion La-Vista South bullpen as well.
And a strike 2 swinging by Devin Meyer. That makes it a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Elkhorn South up by 4, 7-3. Here's the pitch to Meyer. Sky high pop up. The wind's going to take this into shallow right center field, but the second baseman is there to collect it for out number 2. And that will bring up the 9-hole hitter in the Elkhorn South lineup. That's Jack Gideon. Gideon has had himself quite the day out of that 9-hole. He is 2 for 2. He singled back in the second and a 3 RBI bases clearing double in the third. Here he steps up with nobody on base, and he almost got hit. It's a ball.
Charge the mound, the chant from the Elkhorn South student section.
Oof. There's a little tenacity, I will say, from both of these sides, as the inside fastball hits the inside corner, and it's going to be strike 1. There's a little bad blood, it feels like, between these two sides, Elkhorn South and Papillion La-Vista South. Here's the pitch on 1-1, inside, 2-1.
These two teams have played. There's a win for Papio South in the season opener. A win about halfway through the year. Elkhorn South won 2-1. And now Papio South, it's a 2-2 season series entering the state tournament.
So there you have it. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's been primarily inside pitches here. This one swung on, and a routine fly ball to center field. Wallace under it, and he hauls it in for out number 3. But Eamon O'Gorman puts his stamp on the top of the 5th inning with a solo home run over the right field wall here at Warner Park. We'll step aside. Bottom of the 5th starts right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sanders, Austin Orman back with you from Warner Park, bottom of the 5th inning. Before we resume action, Give to Lincoln Day is Thursday, May 29th, and we will be at Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can give ahead at givetolincoln.com and make sure you choose Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach, located just north of 27th and Holdridge. All right, bottom of the 5th inning. It's an important stretch for Papillion La-Vista South. Got to try to keep their foot on the gas here as Cordell Clicking-Beard will be up first as he takes ball one outside, 1-0.
How surprised or not surprised are you that Cal Cooper's back out here for the fifth?
Pretty surprised. I think there's got to be a short leash. Got to be a short leash. Maybe two guys on base. I think you can't play, especially with the bottom of the order coming up in the next few batters. I think it's okay. As Clinking-Beard fouls this one off back to the net, 1 ball, 2 strikes here. He still has good life on that fastball, which is one thing that I would say you haven't noticed a notch down in the life, but the command is what I would be paying attention to right now. Pitch count's not really a factor, but try to get through one more inning, I suppose. Good spot, inside corner, fastball, strike 3 as Cal Cooper strikes out his future teammate, Cordell Clinking-Beard.
That's a really tough pitch on the inside corner. He looks like he started that fastball about at the chalk of that right-handed batter's box. He got it to run arm side back over the inside corner.
I almost wonder if he kind of throws a two-seamer sinker type of fastball to where it kind of works back with some run to that that throwing arm side for Cal Cooper, the lefty.
That's just such a tough pitch for hitters. When it starts at your hip or on the inside chalk, your first instinct is to bail. Almost like a curveball, right? That starts out of the zone, you buckle your knees, you stand up, you're not going to swing. Fastball, sinkers, to your point, a two-seamer has that kind of life to it.
1 ball, no strike here to Blake Wilsey. Now he takes a called strike down the middle of the plate for a 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Cooper as that's lined towards the net. Thank goodness the net is there, or else a group of Elkhorn South student section would be probably tending to one another right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilsey. The pitch just outside. Austin, let me tell you what that is right now. Benefit of the catcher. That is a catcher getting a beneficial call on the outside part of the plate here on 3-2. This one fouled back to the net. That's why you treat your umpires nice, catchers.
Shake their hands, put your body on the line so they don't have to get hit.
Say your name, remember their name. Because a lot of these umpires will umpire multiple games in the region or area. As that one low and inside ball 4, it's a walk to Blake Wilsey. And once again, like I said, it's a lot of these umpires very familiar with some of these guys. And so it's a remembering their names and doing those little things will go a far way. So a courtesy runner at first base is Tyler Andringa, as we have gotten a little chillier here at Warner Park. Earlier today, me and Austin's booth was pretty warm despite having a window open, but we're down to 54 degrees here in Papillion. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Cal Cooper fires a breaking ball, outer part of the zone, 0-1. We have not seen Cal Cooper pick over to first base today.
He's got some John Lester in him.
Until John Lester did it and picked off somebody.
Just glad
Here's
he did
this
in
one.
the 2014 wild card.
A line drive to left field, down for a base hit, and this is going to be the conversation we kind of had regarding Cal Cooper. What is the length of the leash for Cal Cooper? And it looks there's some movement, some bodies walking around in that Elkhorn South dugout.
If there's going to be a call, my guess is it would be Musil. He was in the center field bullpen. We saw him jog in between half innings, swapped his pitcher's glove from the bullpen for his first baseman.
That base knock was Bryson Botos, the future Omaha Maverick. Stepping into the plate, it's Mikey Jellin. Jellin was hit by a pitch, came around and scored in the last inning. Here's the first pitch, the at-bat, swung on a sweeping breaking ball, 0-1.
I think maybe you keep Cooper in for this hitter, platoon advantage pitcher, lefty-lefty matchup. Gilbreth, the designated hitter, is a righty, as is Musil.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Cooper on the way. Breaking ball in the dirt, nowhere close to being competitive, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. I think it'll also be interesting. I think depending on the way that Mikey Jelen, either the result of his at-bat will tell you a lot. Even if Mikey Jelen does not get on base, the batter would be only able, if he deposited one over the wall, to bring it within 1. It's not like you're bringing the tying run up to the plate. And so I think there's a couple of factors here that maybe you try to squeeze as much as you can out of Cal Cooper, who is pitching in his final outing for Elkhorn South. Outside corner, strike 3, Cal Cooper. Cal Cooper waved at Mikey Jelen as he walked off the field. He waved with the left hand. And that's now the 2nd out of the inning.
We've had, a hand wave and a kiss blown from Cal Cooper that direction?
Correct.
Makes you wonder if he's feeding off the student section or vice versa.
So a backwards K for Mikey Jelen for out number 2. And that brings up Grant Gilbreth. The first pitch, low in the dirt, ball 1. Cal Cooper has allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, while Elkhorn South offensively 7 runs on 5 hits. Here's the 1-0. Inside corner, strike 1.
Gilbreth, not a bad guy to have up at the plate right now for Papillion La-Vista South. You get the platoon advantage with the righty, and Gilbreth is a 400 hitter this year with 10 runs driven in.
Here's the pitch on 1-1. Outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Up and away. It gets away from the catcher to the backstop, and both runners will advance. It got away from Gideon, and both runners advance 90 feet. So now a little bit of a different feeling as Grant Gilbreth, a base knock, can cut this 4-run deficit in half. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's 7-3 Elkhorn South, but Papio South has 2 runners in scoring position. Cal Cooper comes set. He fires. Away from the catcher again. The runner is going to halt. No, a miscommunication. Now they're going to run home. The ball came from the catcher. Cal Cooper couldn't hold on to it. It rolled by the pitcher's mound. There was miscommunication by both Papillion La-Vista South runners. The runner at third, Tyler Andringa, started to commit to home. The runner at second, Bryson Bodo, saw that he committed. He started going to third, but then Andringa pumped the brakes and started retreating to third until he saw that the throw from the catcher from behind the plate to Cal Cooper at home plate went by Cooper by the legs. It rolled to the pitcher's mound, and they score their 4th run of the game.
Chaos at home plate. Nick, I don't know why Andringa didn't just commit to going. I know that out is valuable with 2 away, but I thought that ball snuck far enough away from Gideon. He was going to be safe pretty easily.
Here's the payoff pitch, line drive, ground ball. It's fielded by the shortstop. How about Brody Gindra? Brody Gindra works to his left. He fields it cleanly, and he fires it over to first base in time to end the inning. But Papillion La-Vista South gets the 1 run back that they surrendered in the top of the 5th, and so it's a wash. It is a 7-4 ball game as we enter the top half of the 6th inning. It looks like Papillion La-Vista South is going to change arms on the mound. We'll tell you about him here as we begin the 6th inning right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Discovering your life's passion is easier with options, and that's what Doane offers students. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doan, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes you different. Apply today at doan.edu/apply.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
New arm on the mound for Papillion La-Vista South. Here to tell you all about him and the 6th inning here with a 7-4 ball game in favor of Elkhorn South. It's Austin Orman.
Thank you, Nick. 7-4 Elkhorn South, as you just said. New pitcher for Papillion La-Vista South is Jackson Willer. Second time he's appeared on the bump for the Titans this state tournament. He came on in relief of Cameron Curtis in the opening game of the tournament for Papillion La-Vista South against Millard North. Titans fell to the Mustangs in that one, but no fault of Willer's. 4 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, only 1 base runner allowed, and it was a hit batter. Willer is a junior. No record, but 1 save on the year. His ERA is 2.33. Willer got in a rhythm early and cruised through his 4 innings, helped keep Millard North at bay, but his offense wasn't able to get going behind him. For Elkhorn South, it'll be the top of the order due up here in the 6th. The Storm are the visiting team. Gindra, Lofdahl, and Musil. Brody Gindra has tripled, walked, and flown out to left field. Righty-righty matchup here in the top of the 6th inning at Warner Park. USA chance for Brody Gindra, member of the Team USA U15 team. Not long ago, he watches a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Willer kicks, puts his arms behind his head, delivers as 1-0. That's a fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. It's been a theme a little bit in this Class A state baseball tournament that when the starter doesn't have it, the reliever that's come in has been really solid. Willer was really good in the opening round. We've seen it a couple times since then as well. He gets Gindra to swing through a fastball letter high, 1-2. So here's Willer, the junior. He's into his windup. He'll deliver outside, 2-2. Willer, one of the seemingly few players on Papillion La-Vista South who, as of now, is not committed to go play at the next level. He's facing a future Nebraska Cornhusker in Brody Gindra. Gindra smacks that one high in the air to left field. Going back is Rosenthal at the warning track, and he makes the catch. Brody Gindra put a charge into it, but a good grab out there in right field by Rosenthal. A loud first out of this top of the 6th inning.
That was insane. If this wind it's blowing currently at 11 miles per hour, if that's blowing at 7, 6, 5 miles per hour, or in any other direction than straight away right field, that ball is gone, and it's a no-doubter.
But instead, the ballpark held it. Here's Lofdahl, pops up another bunt, and Wilsey camps underneath it. That's the second time that Tyler Lofdahl has attempted to put down a bunt. It took a diving play by Emmett Minderman in the 4th, and now Blake Wilsey says, "Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to stretch my legs. I'll take that pop out." So back-to-back pitches, back-to-back outs in the air for Jackson Willer. Here's Owen Musil. He's the first baseman wearing number 24. Willer brings it home. Misses outside, 1-0. So a pedestrian 1-for-3 day for Brody Gindra right now. Willer, ready, brings it to the belt, brings it home. Musil swings and misses over that one, 1-1. Really good job by Rosenthal too, Nick. Not a lot of opportunities at the fence in high school baseball. He did a good job of being on his horse. He hustled back to the warning track, found the dirt, found the wall, didn't break concentration, kept his eye on the ball the whole way, and hauled in a catch that he made look relatively simple.
Yeah, it was a really, really impressive play. I thought that one was still gone, even into the wind, but great inning.
Well, Elkhorn South is gone in the 6th as Owen Musil goes down on strikes. He goes down looking. That bat stays on his shoulder for the 3rd strike. And there's a burst of energy from the third base side. Papillion La-Vista South trails by 3 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll bring you the Titans' chance at the plate next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Batter up. Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Couple changes to report for Elkhorn South, but no changes up here in the broadcaster's booth. Austin Norman, Nick Sainert with you. First base will be Garrett Reitz. He's into the game because the previous first baseman, Owen Musil, is on the mound. He was warming up beyond center field. He takes over for Cal Cooper, whose night is done after 5 innings. Not dominant stuff from Cal Cooper like we saw opening night against Kearney. 4 runs, certainly a little out of character for the Nebraska commit, but Nick, he found his way to grind through 5 solid innings.
Yeah, the book is closed on Cal Cooper. 5 innings thrown. He, like Austin said, allowed 4 hits, 4 earned runs. He walked 5 batters and struck out 7. I also give the final stat lines on Brady Alderson for Papillion La-Vista South while we have a second. Alderson went 2 1/3. He allowed 2 hits. One of them was the home run to Eamon O'Gorman. He struck out 2 Elkhorn South Storm hitters, allowed 1 walk and 1 earned run. So there's the final stat lines on both Alderson and Cal Cooper. But like you said, Austin, it's a big inning for Papio South. Hitters 9, 1, and 2 due up here in the home half of the 6th inning.
We'll have a pinch hitter leading off here in the home half of the 6th. Musil is a righty. There's a lefty pinch hitter. It's number 22, Matthew Gorman. Gorman's seen action already this state tournament. He bats left-handed. Gorman, just a sophomore, utility guy, 360 average coming into this one. Musil into his windup. Fastball laced back up the middle, off the glove of Musil. Can the second baseman get there in time? He can. Very well struck by Gorman, but Musil's large frame just in the way enough. He knocks it down. The second baseman on the day. Now it's Caleb Peters, I believe, over there at second base.
That's correct.
It is Caleb Peters at second base with Gorup over at third. So Peters definitely more solid with the leather in the field. Good recovery in time for the first out on just 1 pitch. That brings up the top of the order. 2 Minderman brothers. Griffin, the sophomore shortstop, up right now. He takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0.
I really liked the approach, though, by Gorman coming in and being ready to attack, right? New pitcher in there, get ready to attack. He hit it well, just unlucky the way baseball is sometimes.
He got the barrel to it, did all you could ask. Musil misses 2-0. 7-4 ball game, bottom of the 6th. Fastball down Broadway, 2-1. Griffin Minderman today, 0 for 3 officially. He did reach first base on an error by O'Gorman. There's a fastball just inside, 3-1. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Titans. They did commit 1 error that led to a run. Musil's 3-1. It's a fastball taken for a strike, full count. After Griffin Minderman, it'll be Emmett Minderman. Then Danny Wallace and Cordell Klinkingbeard in the middle of that lineup. Minderman, the leadoff hitter. He's the second batter of the inning. He needs time. Musil was being deliberate. He's back on the hill. Minderman's back in the box. Here's the full count pitch. That's chopped out to short. Gindra on the third hop. He's up with the fires across the diamond in time to reach 6-3 for the second out of inning number 6. If Papio South wants to get anything going, it'll be Emmett Minderman. No, we will have a pinch hitter. Emmett Minderman struck out thrice today. In his place right now will be a right-handed hitter, number 12, Ty McDougal. McDougal's a senior outfielder. .310 batting average this season. He's 8 for 26. So Ty McDougal. Musil a righty, McDougal a righty. He's way up in the box, not scared of Musil's velocity. Takes that one, a fastball at the letters for a ball, 1-0. It's always interesting to see where hitters position themselves in the box, Nick. A lot of guys more comfortable in the back of the box. McDougal has his front foot on that front line of the right-handed batter's box. He's up in the count 2-0.
Yeah, I will also say this about Owen Musil. I mean, it's been a very frustrating weekend at the plate for Owen Musil. He's got to realize he has an opportunity in 2 relief innings here to give his team another chance to compete for a state title tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. if he can just get 2 shutdown innings of baseball here on the mound.
Fires a fastball for a strike. It's 2-1. Papillion La-Vista South has scored in the last 2 frames. There's a fastball inside taken by McDougal, but over the inside edge, 2-2.
You just can't do anything with that pitch. I mean, that's a very difficult pitch to hit. That's a pitcher's pitch. It's a great spot by Owen Musil.
Claps from down the first base line. Breaking ball low. Another full count, 3-2.
I think just to build on my point of having an opportunity here, this is the perfect example of baseball, right? The baseball is going to find you. You're going to get opportunities day after day playing baseball. You might have a frustrating weekend. Flush it. Here we go. Throw 1 strike here.
Another full count pitch. Fastball yanked. It's a 2-out walk for Ty McDougal. Pinch hitter trots down 90 feet, drawing base on ball. So here's Danny Wallace. 280 batting average this season.
They're going to re-enter Emmett Minderman for McDougal here on first base. Probably runs a little bit better, a little shorter, might be a little quicker.
Yeah, looks more like a scat back, whereas McDougal more a linebacker fullback type.
Amir Abdullah.
Indeed.
Scat back.
Indeed. I miss Amir Abdullah.
I miss the
2010s.
I miss the 2010s Nebraska running backs.
What a run they
Think
had.
about what we just said, though. 2010s. Think about 1980 or 1970 to 2000.
Man. We're here in 2025 of the Class A state baseball tournament. Danny Wallace swings at the first pitch, chops it. It goes under the glove of the second baseman. That'll be an E4. Now it gets under the glove of the right fielder. Emmett Minderman is around third. Now the throw from the right fielder halfway down the third baseline. Danny Wallace will hold up at third. A comedy of errors, and Papillion La-Vista South has now scored in 3 straight frames. It is just a 2-run ball game, and Danny Wallace is in scoring position.
I mean, my word, that is the definition of compounding errors, taking 1 mistake, making it into 2, and making it into 3, because they're fortunate that on the throw in, the right fielder for Elkhorn South, Devin Meyer, just chucked that baseball. He turned and prayed that that baseball was going in the right direction of where he needed it to go. But Danny Wallace gets on base because the second baseman just allows it to go under his glove, in between his legs, and then the right fielder does the same thing and then turns and just chucks that baseball straight into the field of play without even looking. And luckily for Elkhorn South, Danny Wallace is only sitting at second base, but it's a 2-run ball game.
That's Caleb Peters, the second baseman, in for his glove that committed the first error. Here's Cordell Klinkingbeard. He's 1 for 3 on the day, ripped a solid single to put runners on the corners. That was back in the third.
But here we are, right, Austin? You're in this inning, you're in this situation because you allowed a free pass via a walk, and then you committed not 1, but 2 errors on the same play. That is why you're here, not because Papillion La-Vista South did anything spectacular.
Gideon and Musil getting their signs crossed up. So Gideon takes a second trot out to the mound. Musil not exactly projecting confidence on the mound. Long, deep breaths for him. Clinking beard in that right-handed batter's box. Energy trending toward the third base dugout right now. Musil takes a peek at Wallace at second base and another. Now time called by Clinking beard as Musil was set to deliver the pitch. Doesn't count, 1-0. Elkhorn South blew this game open in the third with a 3-run double by Jack Gideon. Papillion La-Vista South was not able to answer in the bottom of that frame, but since then the Titans have scored in 3 straight innings. It's like we said, Nick, they just had to chip away. Great pick on the backhand by Gideon on a pitch in the dirt. He fakes the throw down to second. Wallace scrambles back on a headfirst dive. It's 2-0. 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Musil is ready to bring home the 2-0. Clinking beard watches it for a strike, 2-1.
It just feels like Elkhorn South right now because of the way the last 2 at-bats have gone for Papio South in the form of a walk and an error. It just feels like Elkhorn South is grasping, just trying to cling onto this 2-run lead and win this game.
Feels like they're playing almost not to lose instead of playing to win, but that is a winning pitch there from Owen Musil. That's a 2-1 breaking ball that had Clinking beard bailing out of that batter's box. 2-2. Elkhorn South got the ground ball they wanted, but weren't able to capitalize on it. Can they get another one? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. Time called again. Musil needs to scrape off the divot in front of the pitching rubber. He gets the sign from Gideon. Comes set slowly, rocks to a halt. Wallace dancing at second base, breaking ball, tapped in front of home plate. Gideon up with it. He points inside, and Elkhorn South escapes the frame, giving up just that 1 run. The Storm lead by 2. They have 3 more outs to try to add to their 2-run lead. We'll be back for the 7th inning here at Werner Park right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly cloudy skies and it will be windy. An afternoon high near 63. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a low around 43. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, storms in the afternoon. Otherwise, mainly sunny and breezy with a high near 67. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
7-5, Elkhorn South over Papillion La-Vista South. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer with you here. Jackson Willer on the mound for the Titans. Due up for Elkhorn South in the top of the 7th, looking to add to their 2-run advantage. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. Gorup, Ish, and O'Gorman. To tell you more, Nick Sainer.
Thank you, my friend, as we will have more Class A baseball action tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It'll be a matchup between Lincoln East and the Millard South Patriots. Millard South will have to knock off the Spartans twice. Lincoln East only needs to win once to punch their ticket to their 3rd consecutive state championship game. The winner of this game will have Millard North, and the same rule applies there tomorrow at 1 p.m. As the first pitch of the top of the 7th inning is upstairs, ball 1 to Marcus Gorup. Jackson Willer out on the mound. He worked a 3-up, 3-down inning his last time up. This one roped down the left field line, down for a base hit to start the top of the 7th. A big turnaround first, but retreating back to the first base bag is Marcus Gorup, and that is a leadoff single down the left field line for Elkhorn South.
Nice piece of hitting. Fastball in the inside corner. Gorup got his hands On the inside of the baseball, but through the zone, got the barrel right to it. That's a solid line drive single. Also, Elkhorn South now has 3 errors on the board all of a sudden, all on one play. Just dawned on me.
It is going to be a pinch hitter here for Elkhorn South. Number 13, John Cotton. He's had a couple of ABs this weekend so far at the state tournament. He is going to be pinch hitting for Jaden Ish, the designated hitter. Ish doubled back in the first. He was hit by pitch in the third and then grounded into a fielder's choice in the fourth. But here in the top of the 7th inning, they are going to call on the sophomore John Cotton. And we'll see if he decides to turn and square to try to move Marcus Gorup over.
That would be a bold strategy, Cotton.
They're going to turn and square, a bunt down the third base side. They're going to throw to second. They get the play at second, and so the force is there. And how about this? The frustration by the third base coach, Brandon Dahl of Elkhorn South, is apparent. And I can't blame him because it was a bad IQ decision on the part of John Cotton. He bunted it down the third base line where the third baseman was already playing in. He bunted it closer to the pitcher, though. The pitcher was able to jump off the mound, and he threw it to second in time. That bunt needs to be down the first base line.
It kind of surprised Griffin Minderman, the shortstop, too, because he wasn't standing on second base waiting for that throw. He had to take a step and a half to get there.
So now a runner is still at first base. Marcus Gorup, after the base knock to start off the inning, he was out on the fielder's choice 1-6, put out for out number 1. So now Cotton occupies first base, and stepping in, I believe it's number
should be Eamon O'Gorman.
Pinch hitter, though, number 2. Yes, Eamon O'Gorman, not a pinch hitter. As on the right side here, he catches it. Now the ball is dropped. They're going to say it was dropped. The runner did not tag. John Cotton, he is going to be tagged out. It's a double play. John Cotton just took one mistake and doubled it to make it 2 mistakes. He didn't tag. The ball in center field was caught. They thought that he dropped it on the catch. That's what John Cotton thought, so he didn't think he needed to tag, but instead it was dropped on the transfer, and because of that, he was caught in no man's land. It's a double play, and to the bottom of the 7th we go. It's 7-5. Papio South needs 2 to tie, 3 to win in the home half of the 7th inning. We'll talk about it and wrap things up here in 60 seconds.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Back to the 2025 State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My goodness, the top of the 7th that started off the way Elkhorn South wanted it to with a leadoff base knockoff to Norman. It was a bad bunt attempt by John Cotton. They got the force out at second base. Then a routine fly ball to center was dropped on the transfer. There was miscommunication, and Cotton gets doubled up at first base.
It started really in the bottom of the 6th inning, where the craziness really took off. The Pac-12 conference may be no more. It might be on its way back. But don't worry, we got Metro Conference After Dark right now.
There you have it. Is bottom of the 7th. Papillion La-Vista South has Blake Wilsey due up first here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, breaking ball, Owen Musel. He says, I'm here, and I can control it as it's a strike over the heart of the plate, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Wilsey. Fastball, low in the dirt, rather breaking ball. Low in the dirt, 1-1.
I don't mind doubling down on it. Hung the last one to get it for a called strike. Don't hate trying to see if we'll get Wilsey to chase it.
Here's the 1-1 offering to Wilsey. On the way, swung on, hit well but shallow. Left field, sky high pop up. Left fielder calls off his shortstop and drops the fly ball. Trying to stretch it to 2. No, he's going to reverse course and retreat back to first. And because of a dropped fly ball in left field, Papillion La-Vista South has their first guy on base.
Berliner had it in his glove, and that one was not on the transfer. That one just popped out. He called Gindra off pretty late. That was a long run for Brody Gindra and Brooks Berliner. That's got to be the left fielder's ball. He did everything but squeeze it.
We're going to see what they want to do here. They're going to keep Blake Wilsey on base to run. They do not want to bring on the courtesy runner, Tyler Andringa.
But why not is the question.
You've been doing it all game. Why change? Andringa hasn't made any mistakes. He's scored twice. But here you go. It's 7-5. Here's the pitch to Bryson Bodos in there, strike 1. Ooh-wee, buckle up, boys and girls. This is going to be a good one.
Unless Andringa is going to hit for Jellin. That's the only thing I can think about. But, man.
7-5 is your score because of an error on a dropped pop fly. The leadoff runner is on first base. 7-5, the 0-1 pitch. Time was not awarded, but a ball is called. It works out for Papio South. Bryson Botos wanted time called because Owen Musil was taking forever on the mound to deliver that pitch, but he was not awarded timeout. He stepped out of the box, and it was ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled back to the net, and it's 1-2 to Bryson Bodos.
What more can you ask for on the final game of the night? We've seen it all over the course of the last 2 hours now.
The runner at first is Blake Wilsey. The batter, Bryson Bodos. The 1-2 pitch from Owen Musil. Upstairs, did he go around? They're going to check down at first. No, he did not. And an eye-high fastball that got Bryson Bodos to go around about 20% of the way before he held back. The 2-2 pitch with nobody out. Breaking ball, fouled off right side. We'll do it again at 2-2.
What a high-level baseball game. It's been maybe a little sloppy these last few innings, but Elkhorn South played some really good ball early, and a huge credit to Papio South for hanging in there, staying in the fight, finding a spark, and chipping away at this lead.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th. Papillion La-Vista South trying to come from behind, down by 2 still. The pitch, low and away, ball 3. Bryson Bodos, the future Omaha Maverick, has worked a full count to Owen Musil. There is a body warming in the Elkhorn South bullpen out in center field. Owen Musil in on his 2nd inning of work in relief of Cal Cooper. The 3-2 payoff pitch with a runner on first base. Musil from the stretch. He lifts his leg and fires. Swung on and missed. Owen Musil strikes out Bodos for out number 1.
That's the first time today that Bryson Botos has been retired. That is a key strikeout for Owen Musil.
And so now that will bring up Mikey Jellin. The right fielder struck out looking back in the 5th inning. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Came around and scored in that inning, and he was walked back in the 2nd. Lefty hitter, righty pitcher, he turns and squares, and he fouls it back to the net. I'm shocked by that because Mikey Jellin's run is the tying run.
You don't have outs to sacrifice at this point. He showed early enough that it didn't look like a bunt for a hit. And now here comes Andringa.
Yeah, we're going to now have a courtesy runner. Tyler Andringa will come on for Blake Wilsey.
Jellin's not a bad hitter, Nick. We brought this up when he was up at bat previously. A .310 batter, 13 of 42 on the season. If the third baseman Gorup was playing even or behind the bag, maybe you take a look at a bunt. But now probably isn't the time because it's almost as good as giving up and out. You only got 2 left to work with in your season potentially.
0-1 the count. The quick pick over first base. Back in time is Andringa.
I like that. Test the guy fresh off the bench. See if he's awake. See if he's alert. Andringa didn't react immediately, but the throw was high and he got back in time.
Not a very aggressive lead over there at first base. No balls, 1 strike to Mikey Jellin. The pitch. Strike 2, 0-2.
And now that bunt attempt looks even worse because you find yourself down 0-2.
Grant Gilbreth is in the on-deck circle, the designated hitter. Mikey Jellin in the left-handed batter's box, the right-handed pitcher, Owen Musil for Elkhorn South, holding a 2-run lead. Swung on and missed, elevated fastball out of the zone. It got Mikey Jellin swinging for strike 3 and the second out of the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now if you're Owen Musil, your focus is 60 feet, 6 inches away from you. It has to be. Nothing more, nothing less. But for Papillion La-Vista South, Gilbreth, a good guy to have up, a 400 batting average on the year.
The winner of this game gets Miller North at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Here's the pitch. Gilbreth watches a breaker float across the heart of the plate for a strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 out away for Elkhorn South. The pitch from Musil. Swung on, foul tipped into the mitts of the catcher Gideon for strike 2. Elkhorn South is 1 strike away. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. No balls, 2 strikes. Musil, the right-hander. Low and away, ball 1. One ball, 2 strike. Here's the pitch to Grant Gilbreth, the Papio South designated hitter. It's a soft chopper left side, and it's going to roll foul. So we will do it again. If that would have stayed fair, there's a good chance Grant Gilbreth runs that one out. He runs well for his size.
It was at the perfect speed, too, where Gideon and Gorup were both charging hard. They ran into each other in foul ground, avoided a major collision, but if that were a fair ball, would have taken some really good communication. And that's probably got to be Gorup's ball if it's in fair territory.
So we will do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. It's 7-5 Elkhorn South. Papillion La-Vista South has added 4 runs in the last 3 innings. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way. Swung and fouled off left side. Elkhorn South scored 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and 1 in the 5th. Papillion La-Vista South, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and here they are down by 2 in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2 pitch from Owen Musil. In the dirt, ball 2.
Really good at bat here by Grant Gilbreth. He is doing everything in his power to keep his team's season alive. Musil hasn't been squared up yet, so Gilbreth is doing a good job laying off breaking pitches, fouling off ones he can't handle, trying to get that fastball he can do something with.
The 2-2 with 2 outs to Gilbreth. Fouled off right side, almost clipped the first base coach, but it didn't. And we'll do it again at 2-2.
I can't say it enough. We've seen some really high-level baseball here today, Nick.
Elkhorn South trying to get 1 step closer to their first ever state championship appearance. They've been to the tournament 9 times, never been to the title game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Owen Musil kicks and fires. Fouled off again. Right side, it hits the sweets down the first base side, excuse me. And we're going to replay 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first is Tyler Andringa. The tying run is at the plate with a 2-ball, 2-strike count, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Musil lifts the leg and fires. Soft chopper, third base side. It's fielded cleanly across the diamond in time. And Elkhorn South defeats 2-seeded Papillion La-Vista South by a score of 7-5. It was sloppy at times, but Elkhorn South comes away victorious with a 2-run lead and 2-run win. They added 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. And they rode that the rest of the way, despite Papillion La-Vista South scoring 4 runs in the last 4 innings of play. And they're able to survive and advance to a matchup against the Millard North Mustangs tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Millard North will just have to beat the Storm just once to advance to the state title game, while Elkhorn South will have to knock off the Mustangs twice tomorrow in order to punch their ticket to state championship Friday. Austin, final thoughts on this incredible day of baseball where we saw 4 team seasons come to an end, but we saw 4 team seasons get one step closer to a state championship.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, we see it on both sides. Really high-level baseball. I can't stress it enough. All 3 games that I was able to see here today were tight, were played really well by both sides. Sure, they had their moments of sloppiness, but in terms of the drama and the story that you can write here in the Class B and Class A state tournaments, hard to ask for much more. Looking forward to another exciting day tomorrow. On the one hand, you want to see the heavyweights, right? Lincoln East, the Lincoln School, you like to see that where we're from, obviously. Play for a 3rd straight state championship. Millard North still, on a really hot streak here in the month of May. But you also want some drama, right, to see if Elkhorn South and Millard South can steal a game off these teams that have been hot in Millard North and Lincoln East. Whatever happens tomorrow, I'm sure it's going to be great, and I'm excited to get back up here.
There's a possibility for 2 games only tomorrow if Lincoln East and Millard North win their first ones against each of their respective opponents. But we know the matchups. Lincoln East will face off against Millard South, and Millard North will face off against Elkhorn South tomorrow. Lincoln East and Millard South will first pitch at 10 a.m., while Millard North and Elkhorn South at 1 p.m. And if necessary, games are to follow, then we will have all of those on 93.7 The Ticket. We can't thank you guys enough for spending your Tuesday with us. There's, like I said, a chance for 2 games tomorrow, also a chance for 4 games on Wednesday. We will take Thursday off before state championship Friday, but your final score one last time from Warner Park. Elkhorn South survives against 2-seeded Papillion La-Vista South by a score of 7-5. We can't thank Jackson Kleinschmidt and Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios enough for their willingness and availability to push all the buttons, making sure we keep and stay connected. Thanks to my partner, Austin Norman, for hanging around with me on a Tuesday afternoon and evening from Warner Park. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning ahead of Lincoln East and Millard South at 9:50 a.m. ahead of first pitch in the Class A State Championship Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical